Hey everyone. Hope you're enjoying the class so far. Moving along here, we have Film Noir. Here's looking at you, kid. Film Noir. So, on the timeline of things, unlike the Western that appears like decades before the invention of film and cinema, the film noir genre appears decades after. It is the crime fiction reinvented. They got rid of the dark Edgar Allan Poe feel of that literature, and then they added a hidden conspiracy. There's always a conspiracy in film noir. Someone did framed them for this, and they discover it midway through the film that it's a setup, okay, and it's a private detective. So now that they've given it this sort of duty to a private detective as opposed to a cop, it gives way to explore other themes about relationships and society at that point, like adulterous lovers, rampant sexual desires that lead to murder. The detective has a tough and cynical view on human behavior. The protagonist is a victim of forces more powerful than them, either monetary or systematic, but there's something more powerful than them setting them up in this web of conspiracy. Another thing that marks the genre is the heavy use of flashbacks. There's a lot of flashbacks in noir. And of course, the femme fatale. She's beautiful, stunning, gorgeous, and she can manipulate her lover into crime. She's in trouble. She's the damsel in distress, and the hardened private detective is here to get to the bottom of it to save her. Visually, composition wise, the shots are composed to illustrate what's called urban alienation. Okay, it's not like it's not like you're invited into the set. It's dark and shadowy. And you have to remember, the genre came up at a time just as Germany, the Nazis, were taking over Europe. And so a lot of this filmmakers fled out of Germany to other places in Europe, but also for filmmakers, the US, because this is the hub of filmmaking. So there was also this shift from soft lighting to harsh lighting. I have some examples of that later. At the time, most productions were done on studio lots. Film noir opted for real locations, and shooting on a location, you guys, it's a certain other set of demands on the crew. A lot of things are just simply out of your control, like an airplane going overhead, or an ice cream truck going down the street around the corner, or a car alarm going off in the middle of your shot. So on a studio set, you can control those things. They were shot with aggressive lighting designs, with all the harsh shadows and lighting. So here's the difference between hard. On the left, we have hard, and on the right, we have soft. Look at the shadows illustrated or highlighted on his face. Okay. Here's soft lighting. Look how soft it is on her face. And then here's hard lighting, the shadows. Things are hidden. It's mysterious. So now we have what's called a motif. And a motif is a distinct feature or dominant idea in an artistic or literary composition. So, compositionally wise, the linear motif is created from the perceived lines where the light and the shadows meet. All those hard shadows create in the mind of an audience a perceived line. And the director can use those lines to increase or decrease the visual intensity of the scene. It's called the law of contrast and affinity. You don't have to know that, contrast and affinity, but it's a good thing to know. When things are high contrast and they're very different, they are more visually intense. And when things are the same between shot to shot, it's less visually intense. So the directors can use a motif to heighten the visual intensity of the script. I'm sorry, of the visual intensity of the movie to match the intensity of the script. And with all these harsh lightings in film noir, it's very excellent to do that. Okay. So that's it. Read your pages. Remember, as you do your quizzes, record your answers because those quiz questions come back on the final. And have fun on the discussions, just, and enjoy.